Okay, have some patience is what we're going to talk about here today. I know that there's a lot of frustration online about boomers, right? I feel you, right? They don't leave their jobs. They stay working all the time. They don't have time for their grandkids. Like they just can't seem to retire, and they want to live forever. But I want to say that this is actually giving us a lot of data to kind of work with going forward, right? And especially, I guess, kind of like the interest that I'm having that I want to do with my channel. Anyways, though, it's like having some patience because with all so I've been talking about quitting alcohol and quitting Zins, right, on this channel. Now, why am I doing this and why is this important? Well, first off, is we like with Brian Johnson, right? Maybe we'll talk more about his stuff in here as I look max and extend my life or whatever. But like you want to have patience right now, and you want to take as good as possibly care of yourself to see what the future holds. Hear me out. Like if you go online at all right now, the only things that you see right now is like extreme doom. It's all you see. It's just doom, doom, doom. Boomers own all the wealth, and they do. And I can't afford anything, and my job sucks, and there's no jobs. Completely valid points. Not even going to disagree with that, all right? Not even going to disagree. I know a lot of people will try and tell you it's different. I'll be like, we'll just go DoorDash. It's like, okay, I understand, but hear me out what I'm trying to say to you, right? So let's try and live as long as possible, though, because there's so many future things unfolding with technology, and the thing is that even though the boomers have a ton of wealth, they do not have a ton of health. A lot of money is going to their aftercare things, right? Like close to end of care or whatever, and something you should kind of think about too is like pretty much just by preventing yourself from doing things like drinking and nicotine and some other things too. You should probably lift some weights or something. But with all that stuff considered, if you can start to learn to play the long game, and I think that's what this channel I kind of want to get to. As like, okay, so like we're leaving the like the alcohol drug phase of like the millennial, right? And like that need to unwind, that boomer thing, right? And I just want things to go into a more theoretic space, so I can do more theoretic things on this channel. Things that I think would be interesting because I come onto this app and I am so unentertained. Not to be a jerk or anything. We should be experimenting with Claude live on YouTube, like having fun, right? That's what people should be doing right now on YouTube. Not this doom stuff that's going on. We have access to too much tech. Just like, dude, this thing right here, this thing's a beast, dude. But I get that. But all I'm saying is, it's kind of time to dial it back a little bit. If I see somebody and I'm not gonna say how they're presenting themselves, but if they're not presenting themselves in like the best manner, I'm thinking about this too, because 30 days free from alcohol, is a big accomplishment, and it's not like I had people hitting me up being like, "Oh, that's so great." Now there's good reason for that too. I burned a lot of bridges. I know a lot of people who could give a shit about how I'm personally doing, but that's okay because a lot of what I've been trained for, which is hilarious, is for this next phase of my life where I'm solitarily like working on projects and getting things out there. But yeah, it's fantastic, interesting type of thing. But yeah, you just try and get ready to last as long as possible. Cause like, if you are a 34-year-old right now, there's no reason why you shouldn't biologically be like 19. Like you should be able to do sprints. You should be able to run a 6 minute mile or something, you know, you should be able to do that stuff. And if you can't, you got to cut the other stuff. No questions asked. That means your nicotine, your booze, your fast food, or whatever. I mean, maybe we'll get into more of the details, you know, about the process here. But yeah, so be patient though, and start having like if I was you, you know, I know a lot of people. There's a sentiment of like everything sucks, and we have to gamble our ways to getting out of the permanent underclass. Huge theme that I want to explore here soon. But it's like, you know, take your time because there's a lot of things that haven't been figured out. Boomers have a ton of wealth, but they didn't take care of themselves at all. They're all fat and retarded, and their penises don't work. Some of them are doing well, but most of them aren't. Right? Just kind of how it's going. Right? And for millennials, unfortunately, a lot of you guys have really shit the bed the last couple of years. I'm kind of on a mission to kind of reverse some of those things, which is exciting. So be patient. What's really nice too about like quitting the alcohol and the Zyn is like, bro, I could be popping that stuff and like just relaxing and it's just not the way to live. Like I feel so much more energy and I'm kind of ready to attack some stuff and that's pretty awesome. So have some patience, lock in, you know, if you're using any drugs this week, you better stop because we got some money to make. We got a different world coming up here. All right.